These side dishes are so incredibly delicious, especially at this time of year. I want you to stay to the end and leave me a comment in the comments down below and let me know which one you think was my husband's favorite out of all of these, just based on his reaction. A friend of mine brought this cucumber recipe to church the other night, and I couldn't get enough. They were so delicious. She sent me the recipe, so we're gonna make them here. And I'm gonna make a pretty decent amount of them because we're gonna eat all of it. I think I'm actually gonna use my cheese shredder because it's gonna slice these perfectly. Let's just get that out. You've probably seen me use this before, unless this is your first time here, and then welcome, because I use this all the time. It is a cheese shredder slicer thing. It has all the features, and we love it. Right, well, if that didn't convince you, I don't know what will. There we go, bowl of cucumbers. Could have used a knife, that would be totally fine, but man, was that easy. Technically, after salting these, you're supposed to let them sit in that salt for about 15 minutes, then we rinse them. So I'm gonna set these to the side and just let them be for a few minutes. That was meant to draw the water out. I'm gonna put these in a strainer over on the sink, and we're gonna give them a quick rinse. Now we're supposed to dry them with paper towel, okay? So I'm gonna do the best I can. I mean, I don't know how you would do that unless you just laid it completely flat. Probably would have been easier in this. Now that was a very rough dry with paper towel, but I will say the paper towel is pretty wet. We're gonna use 2 cloves of garlic in here. I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. One of the cucumbers was pretty large, so I added maybe a little over 2, just based on that. Okay, let's just do like a little pre-mix here. About a teaspoon of oil, and we're using avocado oil. Probably sesame oil is your best option, but we don't ever use sesame oil. Actually, we always opt for avocado or olive oil. I'm gonna add just a touch of white vinegar. This is gonna be hard to do. It's probably, let's do like a teaspoon and a half. That should be good. About a teaspoon of red wine vinegar, which looking by the looks of it, I probably should have gone ahead and got another in my grocery order. Here's where your heat comes in. We've got some chili flakes or red pepper flakes. Add as much or as little as you want. It depends on how much heat you want. So mine's probably a half teaspoon, but again, if you want a lot of heat, add a lot more of that. That's primarily where it's gonna come from. I'm gonna add a little bit of ground chili as well. Maybe, let's say a half teaspoon. It smells so good. Now we're gonna add just about a teaspoon of white sugar. If you opt to use coconut aminos instead of soy sauce, I would skip the sugar. Mix all that together. And then add some sesame seeds. Now I currently don't have any white sesame seeds, but I have black sesame seeds, and I do think those look good too. So I don't know, half teaspoon or so. Mix all of that together. You want it to sit for about 10 minutes before you eat it. And y'all, I'm telling you, it's so good. So I'll be back in a few minutes to do a little taste test for you. All right, let's see if it is as good as it was when my friend brought them to church. So delicious. A little bit spicy because of that red pepper flake. If you don't like spice, I would suggest going way less on that. But marinating in that soy sauce and the vinegar and a little bit of sugar, awesome flavors. It's like it hits all the different flavor profiles. These mini sweet peppers are the perfect addition to your dinners this summer, fall, when it's still a little bit warm outside. Trust me on these. So easy to make, so delicious, and really fun different ways to make these. I've lined my small tray with parchment paper because we're gonna use the little oven for this tonight, just to make things easy, not have to heat up the whole thing. I'm gonna take out the seeds and any of the white fleshy parts of each one of these. This works really well with a spoon, actually, a lot easier than with a knife. This recipe is very easy. Whenever I need goat cheese, I like to pick it up at Sam's Club. It's probably similar at Costco, but this massive log of goat cheese, this is 16 ounces, which normally in the grocery store, I'm pretty sure I get a 4-ounce log for about the same price. Not exaggerating. I'm pretty sure this is $7.98, okay? You really cannot beat getting them at the wholesale clubs like that. I mean, what a huge difference in price. Because of that, I am all about making the goat cheese recipes right now. So we're just gonna take some and just fill each one of these with some goat cheese. Now, I've had you guys ask, this is a question that I get regularly, what if I don't like goat cheese, or what if I don't like feta cheese, or whatever the case may be. So when I'm using something like a goat cheese, find yourself a soft cheese. Like feta, make a whipped, you can whip feta cheese with cream cheese and make a nice soft cheese. You can use a Boursin cheese. That would be a great option for this too. Obviously a different flavor, but still gonna be delicious. So find yourself a soft cheese that you enjoy, and you're gonna have basically the same thing that I'm making. Okay, so we're just gonna fill each one, as you can see, with some of the cheese. I've also had the question a lot in my comments lately. When I make something like this that might be a little bit unique or different, and I'm cooking for my husband and our 2 children, I get the question, do your kids really eat that? Yes. Whatever you guys see me making for dinner or whatever it is, that is what my kids ate for dinner too. There are very few things. We have taken our kids to many different kinds of restaurants, exposed them to a lot of different styles of foods and things like that since really day one. And so they're not picky eaters. There's a few things they don't love. My son does not like mashed potatoes, which is kind of a newer thing, but that's okay. I think it's a texture thing for him, but he'll eat other kinds of potatoes. My daughter does not like mushrooms, so she will just pick them out of things. She's also not, you know, picky or fussy about it. So yeah, they're really open to trying a lot of things, like a lot of things. And we're very thankful for that because we like a lot of different kinds of foods. And I get to play around with a lot of different kinds of foods. If you're a parent and you're struggling with your kid eating, just keep trying things. If they say they didn't like it before, I mean, there's things that I didn't used to like that now I do like. So the older we get, our taste buds change. In our house, we call them our taste bugs, just because that's what our kids called them when they were younger. Your taste bugs change as you get older, and they might not like it one day, and then the next day you find that they do. Another thing that I've found is on the nights when I include them in making the recipe, they're way more likely to eat it. This recipe right here makes a really great side dish. It also makes a really great appetizer. These will go in for about 20 to 25 minutes. They'll cook up really nicely, and then we've got some topping. For these sweet peppers, we're pulling some fresh thyme off of the garden. You guys know how much I love this thing. I love that whenever I need to garnish a dish, or if we want to make a fresh salad, or if we need some sort of herb. Honestly, we have made mocktails out of some of the really neat herbs that we have on our garden, especially the mint. We love having that one on hand. I love that we can walk right into our dining room and get all the things that we need to garnish these dishes. I am currently setting up my little garden nursery to try a few new plants. This is really easy to do. So we're just taking these little pods and placing them into the little nursery, and then that just sits on the top of the garden. So we're gonna try some new things in the fall season here and see how we like those. So you guys know I love to garnish. I love adding color to the tops of our dishes, and this makes it so easy. Another reason that I love the garden system is that I've gotten better about growing things over the years and keeping plants alive. I currently have 3 that I'm very proud of because they've been alive for a while. But overall, I don't have the best green thumb, but the garden system makes it so easy with the help of Kelby, which is your assistant. It'll tell you when the garden needs water. It'll tell you when your plants need pruning. It'll tell you when you need to add more of the plant food and all the things. So you don't have to worry about it. The app makes it really easy to use. If you'd like to try a garden system for yourself, click the link in my description box that I have down below. I have an exclusive offer in there just for you guys. Another way that these little sweet peppers are so delicious is literally just to throw them on your grill. We've made them before where we will put some olive oil or some salt and pepper on them, but honestly, you can just throw them on your grill and you'll be surprised at how good they are with, I mean, very little effort. Now we're gonna take our favorite balsamic glaze and just drizzle over the top. Also, drizzle with a little bit of honey. This one's a little harder to drizzle. We're gonna try. I'm gonna try my very best. Oh, it's working, nice. And then top with some fresh thyme because it adds the most beautiful color. Okay, side dish or appetizer, whichever one you prefer. I think they're pretty hot, but we'll see. So the goat cheese, mini peppers, drizzled with honey and balsamic vinegar. It's a little bit hot.
She never blows on stuff. Every time. It's on fire, straight into the mouth, and then, oh, it's hot, 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 hot.
It's true though. You know how sometimes like if you burn the roof of your mouth, you can't feel it for the next 3 days? That's a normal occurrence for me. You like this one?
That's really good.
It's really good.
That combination of flavors is really good.
And we love goat cheese anyway. We're big fans of goat cheese, but when you add that balsamic and the honey drizzle, y'all, this is a snack. I could eat this thing.
But with the pepper too.
Yeah.
Because you have the sweetness from that.
It's very good.
That is so good.
It's really, really good.
And I know it's probably not, but it's like tastes refreshing. I don't know how else to put it, and lightweight.
But it is, well, it's goat cheese, so it's a little better
healthier
than a lot of the other cheeses, yeah. But it's good, y'all.
That's a really good recipe or snack or appetizer, whatever
side
you use
dish, yeah. Multiple ways to use this one. Really good, and it looks so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
We know how much we love smashed potatoes, but let's make it potato salad. I mean, come on. Can it be any better than that? I have a pot here. This is cold water. I do need to add salt to it, but I'm gonna add these potatoes. We're adding around maybe 1.5 pounds or so. Just me thinking about how much we actually need. Add some salt to this, then we're gonna take it over to, you need well salted water, okay? I'm gonna take this over to the stove. We're gonna get it boiling, and then we're gonna let these boil for about 7 to 8 minutes. We just need them to be fork tender, and then we'll move on with the rest of it. I used to think it was odd to see a ceiling fan in a kitchen. I get it now. I think we should go back to that. I think we should go back to putting ceiling fans in the kitchen because wow, it's hot. Okay, so these potatoes, not only did I boil them, but I let them cool for a little bit just so they'll be easier to handle. Now we just need to lay them out on this parchment lined baking sheet. I did go ahead and spray it a little bit. Just all over here. Somewhat space them out. Take a glass and not like that. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna break the cup. I've done this so many times. What is happening here? Okay, that one was fine. Oh, look at that. It's the red ones. Interesting. We've made red smashed potatoes before, but the yellow ones are all smashing really easily. So like, look at that. That's a red one. I mean, that's a yellow one. Well, that was a red one, and of course it just proved me wrong. I salvaged them. I just put them in the microwave for 1 minute, and look how easy they are to smash now. So clearly the red ones just took longer to cook than the yellow. That's odd to me because I've definitely I feel like I've used these exact bag of potatoes before and made smashed potatoes. So now I'm gonna drizzle with olive oil. Avocado oil. Either one is fine. And then I'm gonna take my pastry brush and kind of just brush it around. Obviously, you could put some oil into a little dish and, do it that way. Just dip your pastry brush in there. But we're just making less dishes because I already need to run the dishwasher. All around here, my oven is preheating to 425 degrees, which my oven has been on and working for like the past 3 hours. So I'm thinking these are gonna take about 25 minutes, but they could take up to 35 or so. I didn't even season. What am I doing? I'm getting way ahead of myself here. Let's add some salt to these. Okay, let's quickly flip these potatoes. They've been in there for about 20 minutes and we will put them back in, and I'm gonna start at 10 minutes with them back in and we'll see what they look like. My potatoes are done, so I'm just letting them cool for a couple of minutes. Let's make up the dressing that goes with the potato salad. I'm gonna add just a touch of oil here to the bottom of this bowl. And then we're gonna be using this non-fat Greek yogurt, and probably around a half cup or so. You guys know me though. It's all gonna be by looks. Add in some salt. Gotta have good flavor here. I do like to add in some onion powder and some garlic powder. Some mayo, so maybe a 1/3 cup. Maybe not even, maybe more like a 1/4 cup. Dijon mustard, I usually do in between 1 and 2 tablespoons. I really like Dijon mustard. I think it makes a great marinade, dressing, that kind of stuff. Let's just start to mix this together because it's looking like a lot, and I wanna make sure we don't have too much of the dressing because I like to taste the potatoes, okay? Let's add about a tablespoon of getting it all over the cutting board of lemon juice. Just pulled some parsley off the garden, so we definitely want to add that in. Love the color that it adds, the flavor that it adds. Actually might do a little bit more. Let me go grab more. Now I'm gonna add dill pickle into this. I'm a huge fan of dill pickles. If you don't like them, that's okay, you can leave this part out. I'm also not gonna lie though. If you don't like dill pickles, you're wrong. I said it. I said it, might be controversial, but whatever. I'm just gonna dice this. Mix that in. And then we start to add in the potatoes. Now I'm not gonna add all of it in because some of it is really pretty if you add it to the top, the nice crispy pieces, so hang. So you just go ahead, add these in. I'm just gonna tear them apart a little. I mean, they'll kind of fall apart as you mix all of it together. See, like this one is nice and crispy, really good for the top. Okay, now mix all that together with your dressing. Oh man, it's gonna be so good. Okay, now here's how you make it look really pretty. Add some of these crispy pieces to the top. Then take some green onion. You won't have potato salad like that again. Wow, that is delicious. The crispiness of some of those adds so much to this. Very, very good. Wow.
So I've had this already. I've been eating it for a couple days, but I've really liked it. Like, is that like pickles?
Yes, there's pickles in this one. Dill pickles cut up really small. You guys saw that. I diced them up. I think that makes a huge difference. You get that dill pickle flavor and it is so good.
Mm-hmm. This is a really good one. Dill is not the sweet pickle, right?
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
No, that's the bread and butter one. Nobody
Yeah,
likes,
that's right.
Nobody likes bread and butter pickles.
Yeah, this is so good. So good. Chives, is that what it's called?
Oh, the green onions. Yeah.
Green onions, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're called. Green onions.
When they're when we had it for the first time a couple days ago,
they were on the top.
Yeah, so I had the crunch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's a good feature of it.
And some of the potatoes that were smashed were a little crispy, and those were on the top, and it gave that like different texture. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that one's really good.
This is more like, to me, traditional potato salad.
Yeah. Well, the potatoes were boiled first, so that makes a difference too.
Very good.
Our verse today comes from John 16:33. In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart. I have overcome the world. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're new here, I would love if you would subscribe and stick around. Hit that red subscribe button. Also, you can hit the notification bell and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. But don't leave YouTube just yet. Check out the video that I have listed right here on the screen. You're gonna love this one. Don't forget to comment down below and let me know which one you think was my husband's favorite. And if you made it this far in the video, drop your favorite emoji below in the comment section.